Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Center Ice, presented by Old City Sports. We got Timmy Zittle back in the house, founder of the world, flexing for us in the New York Rangers jersey, loving on his team after their big win at the Stadium Series. Tim, how are you feeling this week, man? You are muted, just so you know. There he
I am
is.
on top of the world.
You look like it, man. You look like $1,000,000.
Oh yeah, a big win over the Islanders. I couldn't ask for a better day.
Couldn't ask for a better day, man. And I'm sure the weather. Actually, we're both in Texas. The weather was beautiful Sunday. So, I mean, just
Oh,
all around great day.
beautiful.
Before we jump into it, Tim, got to give some love to our other shows here at Old City Sports, man. Right down below at this ticker, man. Make sure you go and check out all these shows. Everybody, make sure you're giving them some love. Make sure you're finding your little niche because we have a niche for everybody here. So make sure you're giving them some love, checking them out because they work their asses off. They work hard and they love what they're doing, and we love them for it. Um, Also, shout out to Warlord Beard Oil. Warlord Beard Oil. Tim, I see your playoff beard's coming in nicely. Warlord Beard Oil, man. You're going to have to get that nice, get it shaped up, get it glistening in the sun, looking nice, looking pretty, ready for playoff hockey. I love it. Make sure you're using code OCSN15 for 15% off your next order, guys. Make sure you're showing them some love too because they love us and we love them. All right, Timmy. Let's get into this, man. The Stadium Series over in the Meadowlands at MetLife Stadium. Uh, Started things off with the Devils and Flyers. Devils beat the Flyers 6-3, and then obviously we came back on Sunday where the Rangers and Islanders played each other in a great game, great Jersey game, I think too. And the Rangers beat the Islanders 6-5. So let's talk about the Jersey game first. I know you want to get into your Rangers, but let's talk about the Jersey game first. How big of a win of that is that for the Devils?
I think that is huge, especially where they are right now. I think they've had a little bit trouble in this beginning of the season, and maybe this is a game that turns it all around for them.
Oh, for sure, for sure. With the trade deadline looming, I think it gives them a good idea of exactly where they are. And like you said, they're not out of the playoff race necessarily. I mean, there's still 30 games left to be played. And they're right behind Tampa and Detroit for that last wild card spot. So I think this is a massive win for them. They're catching a Flyers team that's a little bit on their heels a little bit with all the Carter Hart news coming out of the All-Star break and everything. They're trying to get back going again. So I think that's a huge win for the New Jersey Devils, and I think that's a big boost for that young core that they have. So heading into New York versus New York Islanders, man. New York versus New York. Timmy, I know you have a lot to say about this rivalry. I know you're a big Rangers fan. So why don't you kind of take us through the game, man?
So I actually missed the first period of the game because I was coming home from work, which I was pissed about. But then I finally was able to see my boy Rempe drop the gloves with Matt Martin
There you go. Set the
after
tone.
Gufferson scored what, a minute 30 into the game. Then boom, the next shift comes out there and drops the gloves with Matt Martin. Who Matt Martin is, I still love him as a fighter. I think he's not done with his fighting career. I think he
Oh
could
no, he's
still
still a
hang in
tough
with the best of
customer.
them.
Yeah, he's still a tough
But
customer.
let me like going up like I give Rempe like props for going against Matt Martin in his first tilt.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. You got to be a different
Like
type
he,
of crazy to drop the gloves to those types of guys.
oh yeah. I mean, I would do it, but I'd probably get beat up
Yeah,
50 ways
yeah,
for
and your
that.
knee's been messed up, and that's why you didn't make it to the show. Um,
Yeah, probably would have made
but
it.
kinda as a Rangers fan, what did you see from your team that you liked? What did you see that you didn't like? Where did you think that these like heading into the trade deadline, which is only a couple weeks away? What did you think about your team?
I mean, obviously, there's no matter what, there's gonna be no perfect team. But I mean, I like where we are. I mean, I think we could add a little bit more depth and maybe get rid of fucking Capo Caco, which would be nice.
Um, so interesting you bring that up because the Islanders. Okay, so let's break down this game like this: the Islanders blow a 4-1 lead, then a 5-3 lead, and the Rangers end up coming back. Um, You're the Rangers guy here, man. Like, did you expect this from your team? Is that exciting to see that as a fan before you guys are gearing up for a playoff run here?
Yeah. Oh, it pumped me up. I was on the phone with my dad the whole second and third period, and every time we scored, we're jumping up and down. And my dad has knee problems. He doesn't jump up and down a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, but yeah, it was super exciting, and like it definitely gave me like hope. Like we could make a push. We could make a good run in this.
Yeah, for sure. I
I
mean,
mean,
you
we had
guys it's been proven you guys have the talent. I mean, you got Panarin, you got Trocheck, who's an absolute
oh
unbelievable second line center. You got Zibanejad playing as well as he is. You got Shesterkin obviously playing out of his mind. You got Trouba still running the back end. You got Fox back there. The Rangers have guys, man. So when I was watching this game, I was actually very impressed with the Islanders, and then I was very disappointed in the Islanders. Um, do you think that's a fair assessment of the game? Do you think that it was more of like Islanders took their foot off the gas, or do you think the Rangers actually fought and put something together to come back and win?
I think the Islanders might have let off the gas a little bit because you go up 4-1, you're not, you're gonna be like, oh, these guys aren't coming back. Like they haven't been able to do anything all game. But then I also think the Rangers also did fight and climb up that mountain to get back into that game.
For sure, for sure. What'd you think of the jerseys in that game? I thought the jerseys in that game was ridiculous. I thought they were awesome.
Uh, I hope you want to talk about the Island jerseys because I thought those were trash. And
I
like
thought I
not just
thought both
because
of them
I
were very good. I thought both of them were good jerseys.
and that's not just because I hate the Islanders. I just didn't like them. They
Really?
look more like it could have went with the Flyers jersey.
Mm. Low key, they kind of look like the Oilers jerseys a little bit too, with all that dark blue
Yeah.
and orange. But excuse me, sorry. I still liked them, man. I thought they looked well on the ice. I thought, like to me, jerseys, like I have to see guys on the ice with the jerseys on, moving around before I make an
Yeah.
assessment on jerseys. And I thought the
But
Islanders looked really good. I thought they looked like ball players. I thought they fit the aesthetic of an outdoor game, and I thought it was a great game overall.
I love the Ranger jerseys. I mean, I'm also biased, so I mean,
Yeah, obviously you're biased, but I thought the Rangers had nice jerseys too. I thought the Rangers played very hard that game. I think the Rangers for that game, I think it was more of they had to kind of get past the initial pomp and circumstance of playing in an outdoor game against one of their most hated rivals in their entire history. But once they finally settled into the game and they started, getting some bounces, getting pucks deep, getting on the forecheck, things like that, and Shesterkin started making saves, I like you said, I think those guys started to believe a little bit more, and I thought they started to ramp up the creativity, the confidence, and all at the end of the day, they end up winning a hockey game, and
did
that's
did,
exciting.
did you happen to see how the Islanders showed up to the game versus the Rangers showed up to the game?
Like what they were wearing?
Yeah.
No, I didn't see that.
So the Islanders show up. I'm taking this as a Lou Amarillo. He did not want them to dress up anything cool. All they wore is suits.
Okay.
I mean, which is still respectable. I mean,
Right, yeah,
we
but I
had
mean
we
that's who Lou is, man. Like with the
yeah,
Islanders and Lou Lamoriello, you just kind of got to expect stuff like that.
yeah, and then
I know it's kind of lame.
the Rangers they did. You know the fireman police hockey game, right?
Right,
So each player is wearing either a fireman jersey or a police jersey, and they walked with like either policeman or fireman.
right.
That was their walk in. But I do think
That was it.
yeah, and then I do
I thought
think
it all looked good, man. I enjoy the outdoor games a lot. I think the Winter Classic has lost a little bit of its like initial shine that it had, but I think it's
yeah.
starting to gain that back. I don't like the Cocoa Cup that they were doing this year. I think that's a big reason why it's like trending downwards. Um, but I thought everything was great. I thought the Sopranos look from the Devils was sick. I thought the
I
Rocky stuff was
love
sick.
that.
Now that you explain the Ranger stuff, I mean, that's absolutely unreal, just to walk in with those servicemen and women. It's just a great time, man. And it's a great time for the NHL to showcase exactly who their players are and what they like to do through things like that. And I was talking about this the other night. I feel like the NHL is trying way too much to be like the NBA and the NFL in some regards. Like if you watch the All-Star game and you watch the NBA All-Star game, it's like they're very similar in a way. And it's just like, I don't know,
Yeah.
man. I feel like there's much better ways to market hockey than to be like, "Oh, we have all these celebrities coming in. Look at this. Look at these jerseys that we have. Look at the look." Like I feel like there's better ways. Like I feel like the game of hockey speaks for itself. Like that's how I fall in
Oh,
love with sports. Does
I
that
mean,
make sense, or am I just rambling?
no, it makes sense because I was thinking like sooner or later, just how the NBA has their celebrity all star game. There should be one in hockey sooner or later.
I'm pretty sure there was one this year. They had
Oh,
like guys like what's his name? Riley Barber, the off the bench guys, that Nasher. They had guys like that all out there doing skill stuff.
yeah,
So like you're saying, like we're inching closer and closer to that, but it's like I don't know, man. To me, like I understand how that grows the game, but I also think that like hockey's not a game that needs to be played with flash.
yeah, but like what those guys do, I mean, I'm not knocking them like by any means necessary. I think what they do is pretty cool, but it's not
Absolutely.
hockey.
It's not
That's
hockey.
not hockey.
It's not
You're not
hockey.
going to see somebody on the ice dribbling a puck in midair
Yeah,
and
no, no,
doing a
no, no,
quick
no, no,
little
no.
spin, doing that and putting it in the net.
And it's like, I don't know, man. I guess I just love this game so much that it's like I like the flash in hockey. Like I like the Michigan goals and I like, the little flips in the air and shit like that. But at the same time, like, I don't know, man. Hockey to me is not a game of flash. It's a game of
Nope.
speed and violence.
Yep.
And you just got to play hard, work hard. And to me, ugly goals are the prettiest goals, I guess, is what I'm
Oh,
trying to say.
that that was my whole career. The
That
ugly
was
goals were
literally
my
my
best
career,
goals.
man. Man, to go back in time. Anyway, moving forward, I guess to also kind of build off of that too, because there was a little bit of a rant on the Center Ice Twitter. But before we get into it, we want to shout out Fanatics. Shout out to Fanatics. Like Timmy's wearing, you can get you a nice reverse retro New York Rangers jersey. You can get yourself a Detroit Red Wings jersey, like I have behind me. You can get
I'll
yourself
probably
Chicago
throw it
Blackhawks,
away.
Nashville Predators, Dallas Stars, Winnipeg Jets, Edmonton Oilers, whatever jersey you like, whatever team you like, go to Fanatics. They'll have it for you. They love us. We love them. I'm going to say it for every sponsor because it's true. So, to bring everything back, we're talking about growing the game and everything, right?
Yep.
So, if you remember last week, we talked about the Morgan Reilly incident with Grieg from the Senators. Morgan Reilly got suspended 5 games. We talked about that. We'll get into that in a second. But right after that, the Wings and Canucks were playing each other again. And this was after the Wings had just won in overtime. Jake Wallman scored on a penalty shot. He hit the gritty. The NHL sent out warnings to both teams. And I was kind of confused by it. I was like, why? Why do you need to, I feel like those two situations are very different. I understand the similarities between them, but one is a penalty shot game winner on your home ice. Yeah, I'm a pimp that. Like, I'm celebrating that in front of my home fans. Are you kidding me? The other is a slap shot into an empty net. Now, I may be biased in saying this because I'm an unashamed Wings fan, but I didn't think that the warning was warranted to either of those teams.
I don't think it's warranted. Like I mean, like you said, you scored a game winner on home ice.
What's wrong with
Like
that? What's wrong with celebrating that?
yeah.
And the
Like
NHL got a
you
very viral moment out of it. Like, this is the thing
yeah.
that confuses me because it's like we do all this. The NHL does all this shit with like the celebrities and the weird all-star game format that they did this year. It was still entertaining to watch. I will say it was entertaining to watch, but it's just weird how they did everything. And then they come back and then they're like, "Hey, that fun shit that you were doing, don't ever do that again.
Yeah.
Don't do that again." And it's like,
Doesn't
okay,
make
what
sense.
fucking direction are we going? But to cut a long story short, Gary Bettman stood on business when it came to Morgan Reilly. He said 5 games, you're getting 5 games, you're serving 5 games. No ifs, ands, or buts. He, from a USA Today article, he said while he wasn't aiming, I'm paraphrasing obviously, but he said while Reilly wasn't aiming for Grieg's head, he said there was intent to get retribution from the goal. Gary Bettman is completely right in saying that. That is completely correct. I still stand by. I don't think he should have got 5. I think he should have got 3 games.
Yeah, I say max 3.
But Gary Bettman also went on to say that Morgan Reilly had intent to get retribution, and if Grieg would have gotten hurt, Reilly would have gotten a longer suspension because of that. He sent a 10-page assessment of why he was upholding the suspension to Morgan Reilly, Timmy.
I wish he put
And
that
he
much
said
effort
all of that
into.
pretty much in that 10-page assessment. He was like, if that guy would have gotten hurt, you probably would have been out for 10 games.
Crazy.
Which is crazy. Crazy.
That's
Crazy to me. Because he's saying, because Grieg didn't get hurt and Reilly wasn't aiming for the head, that was taken into consideration. I'm like, okay, but we have to look at this as a cause and effect relationship, no?
Yeah.
Because if Grieg doesn't pimp this slap shot in the Battle of freaking Ontario on the Leafs home ice.
I mean, even if it's not like a big rivalry game, you do that to any other team, they're gonna do the same thing to you.
Dude, you're gonna get. There's a response to that. There's a response to that. I understand that it's a dangerous, high risk play that Reilly did there, after it, but like you just said, any team would have responded the exact same way.
Oh yeah.
But I gotta tip my cap to Bettman. Hey, draw a hard line, man. Like Toby Keith taught us. When the gun smoke settles, we'll sing a victory tune. And we'll all meet back at the local saloon. Anyway, moving down the way. In other news, Timmy, we got some good news as far as the NHL goes. I'm not just going to sit here and bitch for 30 minutes. Shea Theodore returned to the lineup after having surgery for an upper body injury. Now, for the Club 90, that's massive.
Do we know what the injury was, or was just
I couldn't
upper
find
body?
It. I couldn't find it. I was searching for it. They just said upper body injury. He had surgery on it, and they're rocking and rolling.
I mean, hey,
he picked up an assist. He was in the lineup against Nashville. They lost, but he picked up an assist. Now I need you to take your Rangers fan cap off, and I need you to put yourself in the shoes of Vegas fans. And you're seeing Shea Theodore come back. You're seeing Eichel starting to kind of get on the ice a little bit more. Where's your head at as a Vegas fan? You're defending champs, heading into the trade deadline, heading into the playoffs. Where's your head at?
I mean, you see Eichel, picking back up, and then Shea Theodore coming back and picks up a shift right from the get go. I mean, I think we if we start keeping keep the train going, and they have a chance to win another cup.
Oh, for sure, man.
They are a deadly team.
Oh, it's like a weird deadly too. How good they are, but somehow they're always in the shadows. It's so weird. It's so weird.
Like when they won the cup, I did not expect them to win the cup. And then I watched
I had Florida taking them, then Tkachuk got hurt.
Yeah, and then I watched the first game, and they were just dominant.
That's who they are, though. I think that's just how Bruce Cassidy just coaches teams. Because you saw him with Boston. You saw when he was in Boston how hard they fucking played. And then you had Patrice Bergeron carrying the flag, dude. Oh my God. You'd have to pay money to beat the Bruins. It was crazy. And now he's brought that to Vegas where he has those where literally every single guy is that hard-nosed, gritty guy. They're not scared to make any sort of play. Petrangelo's back there. He's a fucking menace. You got Shea Theodore. That's the Twin Towers right there. Shea Theodore, Alex Petrangelo. These guys are absolute mooses back there. You get Alec Martinez on the back end to kind of help round out that top 4. Alec Martinez is an underrated veteran in this league. He's such a good player. Nobody talks about him because you never notice him because he's always doing the right thing. He's always doing the right thing. He understands his role and he knows how to play.
That's true. I mean, like I said, I mean, as a Vegas, if I was a Vegas fan, I would be freaking throwing my freaking hands up and cheering so loud, and being so pumped up for a playoff run.
But that's what I'm saying too, man. Because like, while I just talked about the defenseman, look at their top six. Look at their top
I
fucking
know
six, Timmy.
it's ridiculous.
It's insane. It's
Like,
insane, man. Chandler
can the
Stevenson has
Rangers
been
have
an
that?
absolute gem that the Vegas Golden Knights have found. Then they
He
stumble
can.
ass backwards into getting Jack Eichel. Then they get now they have Mark Stone, who's absolutely just coming back from every injury that he's ever had, and he's playing lights out this season. You got Jonathan Marchessault, who literally can score at will. Literally can
It's
score at will.
ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
And while he can score at will, you'll pick up the puck for a breakout, and he'll fucking run you over. So 81's setting the tone for the yellow and white.
It's crazy. It's just when they came into the league, I did not think that they would even be what they are until at least 10 years up the road.
It's crazy. And then you get Shea Theodore back in the lineup. It's an exciting time in Vegas. You think they go after anybody at the deadline? I was thinking maybe Jacob Markstrom, maybe in the mix, but Aiden Hill's been playing great.
Because they also have Logan Thompson too in the back.
Yeah, they got some guys in the crease, dog.
I just don't see them letting those guys not have the light.
Nah, yeah, I think they just go with that 1-2 punch. It depends, man. We still got a week or so until we get to the trade deadline. Things could change, things could swing, and we don't know what's going on in that front office. We're mostly speculating, but that's the fun of this show.
Yeah.
Before we get into the next one, I want to shout out Righteous Felon Beef Jerky. Timmy, you ate today?
I actually did. I had some mozzarella sticks.
There you go. But you need some protein in your diet, son.
Always need the protein.
What you need to do is, Timmy, what you need to do, just listen to me, okay? You need some protein. You need some meat. You need something hearty to kind of hold you over till you get to that dinner time. You know what I mean? Righteous Felon Beef. Go to righteousfelon.com. Use promo code OCSN for 15% off your next beef jerky order. Make sure you're getting plenty of protein in your diet. And remember, all orders over $50 get free shipping. So you can load up on beef jerky and have free shipping. People, I mean, we're practically giving away, protein. Beef jerky, American classic snack. Get on it. Righteous Felon Beef Jerky. We love them. They love us. Moving on. Timmy. Milan Lucic. If you remember earlier this year, Milan Lucic had to leave the Bruins because he got into some legal trouble. He was charged. He was charged because the charges were dropped. He was charged with domestic violence. I don't know how many counts. I don't know the specifics of it all. He was charged with domestic violence. Those charges have been dropped. In a USA Today article, they said that his wife elected to not testify, which made it, quote, made it impossible to prove their case beyond a reasonable doubt, from USA Today. So, Luch may be joining the Bruins here soon.
I hope so. I love
as far as his legal troubles, I don't know if he's out of the woods yet, but these charges are dropped, and that was the only legal troubles that he had. I don't know if they're going to, I don't know what's going to happen with all that. But as it stands right now, Milan Lucic, the charges have been dropped. Looks like he's going to be joining the Bruins soon. Bruins need a guy like that right now. Because right now, Marchand's playing in that role, and they don't need Marchand playing in that role. So getting Luch back, I think getting Luch back will, one, help the guys out in the room, give them a confidence boost because you got a guy who's really just going to take on all customers. Then, two, I think it helps the power play out a little bit. Get a veteran guy out there, knows what he's doing, get in front of the net. I know JVR's on that top power play, but if you get Luch on that second power play, man, Luch, just stand there. Just stand in front of the goalie and don't move.
And no one's going to move him either.
No, dude, that guy's a refrigerator. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. I mean, like I know I'm a big guy, and people had a hard time moving me in front of the net. I could only
Oh,
imagine
hey, you and
Lucic
I
in
had
front of the
some
net.
battles in front of the net. That's one thing I can speak to.
Like, imagine
I wasn't most.
Lucic though. Like, you won't be able to move him, and that's debatable.
No, man, Lucha's solid though. Charges got dropped. We're gonna see what happens with all that. We're gonna see if he returns to the Bruins or what has to happen there. But news is happening, so we're reporting it. And then last thing before we get on out of here, we got to talk about my Red Wings today because we talked about your Rangers, but we need to talk about my Red Wings. We made a move. We decided to extend Michael Rasmussen for 4 more years with a total cap hit of $12.8 million, so 3.2 per. Very excited for this. Timmy, look at me in my eyes when I say this. I'm so excited that we did this. Like, I'm so
I
happy we did this.
I think it's a great deal.
Dude, yeah, are you kidding me? For what this guy does? For what this
Oh,
guy, from where he started to where he is now? This guy literally has earned every single fucking penny of this deal.
oh yes.
In my opinion, he's underpaid for everything that he's done on the third line with Andrew Kopp and Christian Fisher this year. Dude, he went from being a guy who couldn't even score 3 goals in a season, and now he's on pace to get 40 points. Probably more than that. He's playing unbelievable. He's 6'8". He's strong as hell. He plays hard. He's smart with the puck. He's talented offensively. He's solid in the D zone. He's done everything possible that I could have asked for him. And this was a Ken Holland draft pick. And as this show goes on, you guys are going to understand. You guys are going to see more and more of me take a little bit of jabs at Ken Holland because he fucked my team over for so many years, and Steve Yzerman's finally fixing it. People want to get rid of him, apparently, but that's so stupid because we're on the right track. Anyway, sorry. But Michael Rasmussen was a Ken Holland draft pick. He was a high draft pick. He had a lot of expectations. And like most guys coming into the NHL with those expectations, it kind of got to him a little bit. The moment was a little bit too big sometimes for him. But these past couple years, I mean, this guy has worked his absolute ass off to be considered a top priority to the Red Wings, and he is. And I'm just like, I saw him wearing a letter the other day, Timmy, and I started crying. I was so happy for that guy. I was like, yes, Rasmussen, yes. So anyway, had to give that guy a shout out. He earned his money for sure. Very happy to have him on my team forever. That was another thing I was saying about him. I was literally sitting in my bed watching the Red Wings play, and I got very emotional. And I was like, fuck, man, we can't get rid of Michael Rasmussen. Like, like when teams win Stanley Cups and they talk about like the guys that have been there forever, he's going to be one of those guys. He's going to be one of those guys. I was like, we can't get rid of him, man. He's our little buddy. Like, that's our guy, man. We can't get rid of Michael Rasmussen. He works too hard and he loves it here, and we love him. Fuck, man. So happy to see that. Him and Steve look happy with the deal, so I'm very happy with the deal. And with that, Timmy, we got. Go ahead.
I'm just happy he got paid.
Dude, isn't it so good to see guys get paid?
Like you don't see a lot of third liners collecting that salary.
No, dude, are you kidding me? No, you
don't. I mean, I feel like that. I'm happy for him. Like if I could buy him a beer right now, I would.
He should buy us a beer.
That would be nice too.
What I was gonna say. Oh, ever since I was a kid, man, like I've always liked like the third line guys. Like when I would watch highlights, like the big names that I would watch were like Henrik Zetterberg, Patrice Bergeron, Pavel Datsyuk, Jonathan Toews, maybe. I didn't watch those like flashy guys like Kane, Crosby, Ovechkin. I didn't watch those guys, man. It's not that I didn't like them either. It's just like I like those like hard-nosed fucking guys, man. Those guys that just play the right way, man, and let the game come to them.
Like those are the guys that are going to win you a championship, win you the cup. If you don't have those third, fourth line guys.
Highlights at one point. I was like, look at this guy, man. I mean, he scores 20 a season. All he does is find space. That's it. That's all you need. That's all you need from a guy. All right, man. Before I get fired up, start talking about fucking players nobody remembers. One last shout out to our final sponsor today, Sterling Pig. Go to sterlingpig.com, man. Here's the thing. We just talked about buying a beer, Timmy. This is the type of beer we need to be fucking buying, dude. This stuff right here, when it hits your tongue, whether you just played a round of 18, whether you just came home from work, whether you just cut the grass, this is the perfect beer for it, man. I mean, it hits your tongue so well, it goes down easy, and it makes you feel just woo-saw. You know what I'm saying? So make sure you're going to Sterling Pig, man. These guys, it's just so good. Like, you just have to try it for yourself. Like, I can't say enough good things about it. You guys just have to go try it for yourself. So make sure you go and try it out tonight, tomorrow, or the next day. Sterling Pig Brewing. They love us. We love them. Timmy, it's a pleasure again this week, my man. It's always great to have you on the show. And last week when we went off the air, Timmy told me that he was a little upset. He was a little upset because we didn't have any comments. Timmy, we have one comment this week. Chandler Cusack says, "Have a great show, guys. # center ice." Hey, we're on our way, baby. We're on
right there, baby. Let's get it.
Put it on there. Let's go. All right, man. Well, this was fun again this week, guys. Next week it's going to be even better because we're going to be even closer to the trade deadline. I'm so tired of talking about we're almost to the trade deadline. We're almost to the trade deadline. We're almost to the trade deadline.
I'm so excited.
We're almost there. We're literally almost there.
I told my boss I need off that day.
Yeah, have to.
Because I ever since I was little, even like when I was in school, I made sure my parents, I'm like, hey, not going to school. Trade deadline day.
Dude, my parents would make me go to school and I would just have my phone out and I would just like keep refreshing the trade tracker because I'm like, who's going where, who's doing what? And it was just so much fun. So we can't wait to break that all down with you guys. Hopefully you guys tune in with us. Of course y'all will, dude. Y'all love us. We love y'all. Again, guys, like I say every week from the bottom of my heart, thank y'all for tuning in this week. We're just two idiots sitting on the couch talking hockey, but we appreciate y'all giving time to us to come into your homes every Wednesday and talk hockey with you guys. It's a lot of fun so far. And, as this goes on, I'm sure me and Timmy will come up with some great stuff to give you guys some great content and keep y'all rocking with us. So with that being said, everybody have a great evening. We will see y'all next week. Same time, same place, right here at Center Ice.